What is going on, dreamers? We are live with some not worms today. 4x4 Evolution. It is Random Game Friday. You guys voted on the game to play today between Pod and 4x4 Evo, and 4x4 Evo came out by only 3% on top, so we almost played Pod, but not quite. But we do have a full game ready to go already. We got Mevius, John, and Totas in the lobby. Mevius is cheating a bit, he's on PC, but not everyone can afford a Dreamcast. Some people have to cheap out and just get a PC. we can't blame them for that. Hello to everyone in the chat, Milktoast, Laws, and John. Welcome. Alright, I think we're ready to go here. I think we're ready to race. Alright. I think I'll just go to the first track here, which is Salvage Wasteland. We might do some custom tracks, but we'll just throw them in, throw a few in here and there. I don't like to do too many custom tracks because then you gotta get everyone coordinated. Everyone has to go and download the track, and sometimes it can take a while. But we'll do a couple of them. That's the plan. So many tracks in this game, even just the default tracks that are included on the game. There's a lot of them. This game has so many more tracks than any other racing game on the Dreamcast. I mean, there are other games that have a lot of tracks. Test Drive V-Rally comes to mind. I'm not sure how many tracks that has total. It might be close to 4x4 Evo, but it's hard to compete with 4x4. I forget how many tracks the game has, but it's a lot. And then, of course, if you count the custom tracks, it literally has hundreds of tracks. Not all of them really that quality track. Quality of a track, but there are some good ones. I always forget what vehicle I go with, because I had been using the vehicle that I had used in the offline campaign, which is a truck of some sort. But recently I've been changing to a Class 2 vehicle. It wasn't this one. I think it was another truck, but I don't remember which one it was, so I picked this one, which is the Jimmy? Is it a GMC, maybe? I don't know. But we'll see how it goes with the Jimmy. Not going too well so far. I am dead last. Just got finished adding a new tab to the games page on Dreamcast Live where you can just sort by games that support the Broadband adapter, which I thought might be a good idea. Maybe people will ask me less frequently what game supports the Broadband adapter. Just take a look at the list. There are 16 games total, only 15 of which are actually official games. There's Quake World in there, which is that port of Quake that Chu is working on. That has Broadband adapter support, but it's not out yet. I'm sure he'll finish it at some point. And then there are 15 other games other than that. One was unreleased, which is Propeller Arena. And then the rest were actually released. So in total, 14 games were released that had Broadband adapter support. One unofficially, though, which is Toy Racer, which is the only one in Europe that has Broadband adapter support. And I believe they added that to the game just for testing purposes. So when they were developing the game, it was probably much easier to use the Broadband adapter for testing than the modem. So I'm guessing that's why they implemented that, because it doesn't seem official at all, because even when you use the Broadband adapter with Toy Racer, it'll actually say dialing when you connect. So it definitely screams something they just kind of added without thinking too much about it. But Japan got more broadband adapter games than us. They got 9 total, and we got 5. So some interesting stats for you. Another interesting stat, 2 games, both of which were Japanese exclusives, were re-released later on after the original game, and they added broadband adapter support. Never did that anywhere outside of Japan. Well, I lost that pretty badly. By almost 20 seconds behind John. I'll try and improve. Let me change my vehicle. Where was that? Vehicle. Vehicles are under the vehicle tab. Who would have guessed? Oh, man, which was the one I was using that I liked? I don't remember. I don't know, I'll try a few. Maybe, let's go with the Yukon. The Yukon XL. 1500. Hello to everyone that's new in the chat. Pedro, Enrico, Sigma, welcome. Soon to be me. I am joining you very soon, waiting on parts to come to get online. Sweet. Hey, Janice. These songs sounds... Or this song sounds familiar. Yeah, it's the 4x4 Evo song. This game doesn't have a huge variety of music. Definitely got to give props to the developers of this game for their implementation of the online multiplayer. This is definitely one of the smoothest games on the Dreamcast as far as online is concerned. Runs really well. It's full featured. It's got lobby with chat. It's got tons of options. I believe it's got a messaging system as well. GameSpy integration. You make your own chat rooms. It's very nice. This vehicle looks very similar to the Jimmy that I was using before. Both SUVs, I guess. Different color, though. Someone took a shortcut. That cheater. I never take the shortcuts in this, You know what, I just realized I didn't change the map. Oh well. I'll change the map on the next one. I only half pay attention to the game when I'm streaming, so... it's always my excuse. I should probably change the laps to 3 as well. This isn't a very long track, but there are some long ones. Usually like to change it to 3. I could change it on a per track basis, but I don't always remember which ones are short and which ones are long. Hey, what's up, Edwin? I'm pretty sure those construction vehicles aren't actually doing anything. They're just joyriding around the track. Just rewatched the random game stream from yesterday. That fish game was an absolute trip. I would love to see you try and complete it. Fish game? Oh, you mean 7th Cross Evolution? I didn't really think of that as a fish game, but I suppose it could be. My character was sort of a fish-like creature at some point. That game is so hard to figure out. I'd have to read through the manual, I guess. I'm curious if anyone's done an in-depth YouTube video on that. Does anyone actually know how to play that game? That's my question. I mean, imagine getting that game without the manual. Imagine back in the day, you bought that game used at a game store, it didn't come with the manual. That'd be a return, probably. Depending on the return policy of the store you bought it from. Yeah, I watched some other streamer play it. He was confused as hell. The chat helped him beat it. Absolutely crazy game that I won't spoil. I mean, I am really curious where that game goes. I mean, is it always that confusing the entire way through? Just you know, walking around or swimming around a pond, eating things and battling random creatures. There is supposedly a story of some sort, so I don't know. It's kind of like Caution Seaman, except much more confusing. Just as weird, though. Alright, anyway, I'm gonna change the track this time. Let's go to Silverton Pass. Let's add a little bit of N64 fog. Why not? Mate, it's absolutely bizarre. I wasn't expecting the direction. It's the most unique game I've ever seen. Yeah, it is unique. I don't think anyone can argue with that. Hey, Kogi. I love 4x4 Evo. It's so hard, though. Well, I mean, control-wise, it takes some getting used to. It's a bit floaty. Once you get used to it, it's not that bad. It is a really good game, though. I just love the pure variety of content in this game. I played a lot of the second game, so I was really used to how that one felt. I've never played the second one. I've been meaning to actually grab that one on PS2 or Xbox, but I don't think I bought it. I intended on buying it at some point. Oh, I forgot to change the number of laps again. Oh well, this is not too long of a track. I had it on Xbox, it was pretty great. Did they have online play on the Xbox version? I know the PS2 version didn't. I assume the PC version did. From what I'd seen of the sequel to this game, it looked very, very similar. Like they hadn't changed a whole lot. I'm sure they added a lot of new tracks and stuff. But I've never actually played it myself, so honestly don't remember. It's been years. PC version definitely did. It was similar, but they had to tighten up the controls a bit. Or they had tightened up the controls a bit. I'm gonna crash reading the chat. And new trucks and visual effects, yeah, okay. So the usual kind of add a bit of polish, add some new content sort of thing. There was a guy in the Dreamcast community, Fuzzy Fish, who was the guy that was hosting the 4x4 Evo server for a very long time. He was actually trying to port 4x4 Evo 2 over to Dreamcast. And he had made some progress, I guess, but I think he's unfortunately abandoned the project. Would have been really cool, though. So I think he actually got the source code for not only the original game, but the sequel as well. He's a pretty hardcore 4x4 Evo fan, which is why he was able to acquire the original domain from the developers to keep the server up, which was really cool. And that's how he got the source code and everything as well. The source code isn't available publicly, I don't believe. He does have it, though. I'm pretty sure the developers gave it to him, but they didn't give him permission to release it. I could be wrong, though. I don't think it is out there publicly, because I'm sure if it was, people would be releasing a lot of mods for it. I mean, people release mods for the game anyway, but without the source code. I have no idea how I'm not losing right now. Somehow I managed to stay in front of someone, even though I'm only half paying attention to the game. Yeah, that modified version is without the source code. They didn't get the source for it. Just modified the game files. Yeah, I'm not sure how they did some of the stuff. Although I think Fuzzy Fish had something to do with that, so... And like I said, he has the source code. Could be wrong, though. Not 100% positive he was. Oh yeah, no, he was. Yeah, he's the guy that was doing that. The 4x4R, whatever it's called. Nice. Third place. I'll take it. Alright, let's head to Construction Junction. Maybe we'll do a custom track after this. I'm gonna remove the fog. Clear day, but we're gonna change to dusk. Here's to hoping one day would love to see Evo 2 Dreamcast with online play. Oh, for sure. For sure. I'm not sure what Fuzzy Fish is up to these days. I haven't checked his website in a while. I forget what his website was. 4x4evolution.com or something like that, or .net. I think it's .com, because I think the original one was .net, and he doesn't own the domain anymore. Could be the other way around, though. Excuse me. I gotta turn the names on. Let's forget to do that. I want to know who's ramming into me, which is John. That way I can get revenge at some point. I'll install some mounted machine guns on my vehicle. Speaking of which, has anyone watched the teaser trailer for the Twisted Metal TV series? I watched it. I hate teaser trailers. What is the point of a teaser trailer? I mean, a trailer, by definition, is a teaser for the full thing. So a teaser trailer is a teaser for the teaser. I don't get it. I don't want to see a few seconds of nonsense. At least this trailer, they showed a bit more than they do in a typical teaser trailer. They didn't really say anything about, or show anything about the story or anything. Still cool, I guess. No, Zayden! Zayden's gonna make me crash. Hello, Zayden. If I lose, I'm blaming you. I mean, I'm gonna lose anyway, but I'll still blame you. One thing this game is missing is nitro boosters. That's what I need. They should have done it so you can have nitro boosters, but only if you're losing. It's the loser boost, like they have in Mario Kart. This vehicle's not bad, I suppose. I don't know how it compares to the Jimmy. I mean, name-wise, Jimmy is better than, was this the Yukon? I'm not really one to check vehicle stats in games. Although, when you're playing online in 4x4 Evo, it doesn't tell you vehicle stats anyway. It just tells you the name of the vehicle. But generally in racing games, I will pick the coolest looking car. Or truck, or SUV, or whatever it may be. Sometimes I'll look at stats. If I do look at the stats, it's mainly to find the one that's the most balanced, typically. Which is usually the default vehicle. So I don't have to browse around too much. think I'm racing pretty well, but still third place. I need to find some opponents that are more my level. Pretty sure Mevius is a hardcore 4x4 Evo fan. He's been in the last few games I've played. Well, I didn't lose, so yay me. And I beat John. It's revenge for his road rage earlier. See, driving angrily does not mean you're gonna win. Is this game being run on the Dreamcast or emulated? Emulation is a bad word here. All original hardware. Although I can't speak for Mevius, he's on PC, so... Although typically people don't emulate a PC. I did not run into that bulldozer. That was the CPU player. Yeah, 4x4 Evo is cross-play with PC, which is cool. Alright, let's do a custom track. Should we just pick one at random? Let's see. I do have some that I've put up on Dreamcast Live. I have a list of good tracks to play. But I want to try something new. A river runs through it. That sounds nice. Mini golf course. No, let's do a river runs through it. I don't know what page that was on. Select as current track. Let me see. Let people know what page that's on. It's on page 3, I think. No, maybe page 4? Yeah, page 4. Page 4. Oops. Track 21. Mini golf. I don't know if that's some sort of actual mini golf mod sort of thing, or if it's just a track that looks like a mini golf course. I think we've played it before, but I can't remember. But the river one sounds nice. Just a nice, easy track with a river flowing through it, I'm sure. Let me change the number of laps. Let's do 2. I think that'll be safe. Never know how long these tracks are gonna be. I think we played a track that was literally about 20 minutes long at one point. It was ridiculous. Well, not a 20-minute lap, but overall, like I think we probably did 2 or 3 laps. It was a long track. We'll see how this one is. If it's any good, I might add it to my list of approved tracks. Dreamcast Live certified. Editor's choice. Okay, yeah, this is a fairly lengthy one. It's a good thing I only did two laps. Maybe I should have done 1 lap. I don't know, we'll see how it goes. Am I supposed to turn right there, or am I going straight? I don't know. I am stuck. Okay, I'm gonna reset. This is not a good start. I don't know. I mean, it's not pointing along the track. I'm guessing I'm supposed to turn right. Not positive, though. That arrow is not helping me all that much. I mean, it's pointing me towards the next checkpoint. Should I just go off-road? Let me just go off-road. Straight towards the checkpoint. There it is. So apparently I'm not supposed to turn right. Right is wrong. Just turn around gently here. I saw John just reset there, so glad I'm not the only one having issues. I wasn't sure if I was supposed to jump there or not. Hey, what's up, Milk Toast? What? Chat rooms? Man, all these games need are more players. I mean, we're already at max capacity right now, so what do we need more players for? 4 players per game in this one. This game has a lot of blind jumps. You can't see ahead of you, so you don't know if you're supposed to jump or just drive straight ahead and go slowly but surely. I think I can complete 2 laps. We'll see what happens. I'm a little bit off on my jump there. Made it across, though. Oh, look, I'm not losing. I'm 3rd place again. That's always nice. Ooh, underwater track. This is before Mario Kart 7, folks. Driving underwater on the Dreamcast. I'll tell you, these custom tracks are crazy. At least most of them are, anyway. Well, at least I'm doing a little bit better now. I'm managing to somewhat stay on track. Very steep hill. Maybe the arrow is less go this way now and more the next maneuver is this. No, it points straight towards the next checkpoint. So you can follow the road, or you can take a risk and follow the arrow, but it is 4x4 Evolution. It's an off-road racing game, so you are meant to go off track at certain points, but it can be risky. Look, I'll take a risk now. I'll go across this field. We'll see what happens. Okay, well, that worked, I guess. Can I go through there? No. No, can't go through there. Go around. I went through it the wrong way. Kind of figured. Wait, did I somehow move into 2nd place? Oh, maybe I have a chance at victory after all. Anyone figured out the lyrics to this song yet? Get it right when you fix the dishes. I think that's right. I think that's right, Laws. Never seen this game before. Is it cheap, or do I need to sell a kidney to consider it? What is happening here? Did I go through the checkpoint the wrong way? I guess. I don't know how. 4x4 Evo is... well, it was released only in the US, so... Since you're in the UK, Milk Toast, you're gonna pay a bit more to import it, I'm sure. But in the US, it's pretty cheap. Excuse me, John, coming through. He's really having a problem there. Man, we're still on the first lap. Dreamcast region will be a problem then, I guess. You can just either buy or burn a copy of Codebreaker, or really any of the cheat discs for Dreamcast will let you play imports. I think buying those discs these days are you'll be paying a pretty penny for them. I would recommend just burning a copy if you have the ability to do so. Come on. Hello, Pineapple Hero. How do you like this game so far? So far? Well, I've been playing this game for probably over 10 years now. So I don't think my opinion's gonna change on it. I think I have a pretty solid opinion of it already, which is quite positive. I like this game. It's got a lot of content, which is what I really like about it. Tons of tracks, and has custom tracks you can download. Tons of different options for vehicle customization. You can change the weather, time of day. There's a lot to this game. Man. Come on. Okay. I don't reset too often because I'm upside down or sideways. That's a rare occurrence there. Usually I just reset because I get stuck. So this track is not really the worst track I've ever played. It is very challenging. It is playable though. It's very long. Very long indeed. This is definitely a one-lap track. Come on, you can make it. There you go. What are your top 5 favorite racing games on the Dreamcast? Oh man, top 5 is gonna be tough, but number 1 is Speed Devils. I love that game. I haven't played it in a long time though. I need to play that. I gotta play it on stream sometime. Yeah, Speed Devils is definitely number 1. Test Drive V-Rally, I would say, is definitely up there as well. Which is weird for me because I don't really care for rally games, but I really like Test Drive V-Rally. Kind of for one of the same reasons I like this game, because there's just a lot of variety in the tracks. It's a nice looking game too. Does this game make you turn? Okay. You go through that checkpoint and then it basically makes you do a U-turn. That's interesting. Just gonna drive through the water. Why not? This is an amphibious vehicle. Wait, John finished the race? What? I thought I was ahead of John. Now I'm sad. I'm gonna lose. I may be completely lost, possibly. Is that the US name for V-Rally 99? No. There is a different name for it in Europe. I'm trying to think. It didn't use the test drive license in Europe. I think it was just V-Rally 2 in Europe, I think. Pretty sure that's what it's called. Maybe someone can confirm or deny that in the chat. Yeah, V-Rally 2. Yeah. No, it's Test Drive V-Rally, not Top Gear. Oh, you mean in Europe? No, they didn't use Top Gear. It was just V-Rally 2. Hey, I finished. Nice. I lost, but I finished. Sorry, I mean Le Mans 24-hour, not test drive. Le Mans 24-hour is test drive in the US. Le Mans 24-hour is what it was called in Europe, and test drive Le Mans is what it was in the US. Yeah, they didn't get the test drive license in Europe for whatever reason. For both of those games. Alright, let's go back to regular tracks. I don't know, let's do Final Destination. Change the laps back to 3. I'll change it to 2 when I do a custom track, for safety. I love making custom tracks in that game so much. Shame it's not online. Oh yeah, it would have been awesome to have it online. They had online play in Sega Rally 2 in Japan, but not V-Rally, unfortunately. Track editor's cool, though. It's very easy to use for someone who's not very good at track design. The car racing minigame in Sonic Adventure 2 is my favorite racing game. Yeah, that's a thing. That's a thing. Also really enjoying Four Wheel Thunder. Yeah, that's another one that's probably pretty high on my list. I like Four Wheel Thunder more than I do Hydro Thunder. Hydro Thunder's fun, but it's limited. There isn't much to it. But Four Wheel Thunder, man, it is a tough game. CPU players in that game get ridiculously hard in the later levels. It's like you have to race perfectly, flawlessly, in order to win the races. It starts off okay, but later on it's like impossible. That's probably my number one complaint about Four Wheel Thunder. It's a great game otherwise. Wish Hydro Thunder didn't run in a weird resolution on my capture card hates it. Oh man, I am missing checkpoints. That's what happens when I read the chat. Don't talk to me, chat. I'm busy racing. Yeah, Hydro Thunder, as far as VGA is concerned, it outputs a strange signal. It's a non-standard VGA signal, so not all TVs and capture cards support it. Mine does, but my StarTech USB 3 HD cap supports basically anything you throw at it, which is nice. Hydro Thunder also works on my PC monitor if I plug it directly into it. It will not work on this what is it, a Vizio? It's a Vizio LCD TV I have in the other room. It doesn't work on that. But yeah, depends on your TV, capture card. You have an easy cap, Kogi? I had one of those. That was my first capture card. I think it was the first. Or maybe I had an internal one first. I might have had a PCI one before that. But, yeah. Do they still make easy caps? These things are cheap as anything. I remember the one that I had, man, it got hot. I'm surprised it didn't melt. Not the old ones, they have modern ones that are HDMI. Oh, okay. I'm sure it's not even the same company. I'm sure tons of Chinese manufacturers have just adopted the EasyCap name. That's what they do in China. They steal each other's names. San Francisco Rush would have been a great game, but the inconsistent frame rate brings it down. I don't remember that game having inconsistent frame rate, but I don't really like San Francisco Rush. I don't know why. I don't know. I made a video on it a long time ago, kind of explaining why. I'll have to watch it again to remember why I don't like it. I just never enjoyed it. I played quite a bit of it, and I just, like, I don't know, my opinion of it is that it's just, nah. It's okay. I don't know, it's just something about it. It just doesn't feel fun to me. But I know a lot of people like that game, so I'm not gonna trash it or anything. The battle mode in 4-player split screen is some of the most fun I've had with 2049. I did actually play a lot of the battle mode. Back when I first started Dreamcast Live, it was just a competition site for offline games, where you just take pictures of your scores and we'd compete. And I had a competition for Rush 2049 battle mode. And it was just me and one other guy that were at the top for the most of the time. I think there were maybe some other people that were playing as well, but it was me and one other guy that kept going back and forth, beating each other's scores. I gotta admit, that was fun. I think I should still have a picture of my high score. I don't think I won though. The other guy won. Alright, let's go over to the farm road. Does Elgato make something you can use? A lot of streamers seem to use that, or the other big brand. Well, the issue with the Elgato is it's not really that great for retro consoles. They really focus on modern stuff. I had an Elgato for a while, and it was okay. I mean, it can capture composite for retro consoles, but Yeah, it's not that great if you want to capture retro stuff. Which I got the USB 3 HD cap, which is a terrible name, by the way, StarTech. But it captures from anything. It does VGA, which is one of the main reasons I bought it, because I can capture VGA directly from the Dreamcast. It does composite, component, S-video. It supports basically any resolution. It's really nice. The only thing I don't like about it is the software. The driver for it sucks. It's really buggy. Once you learn to deal with it, it's tolerable, but yeah. Hardware-wise, it's fantastic, though. Best capture card that I've ever used. And it's completely lossless as well. And has no input lag either, so you can play it directly from the preview on the PC. One thing I love about the EasyCap is it doesn't need drivers, it uses OBS. Well, it needs drivers. I mean, drivers and the actual capture software are two different things. Drivers are what tell the PC how to interact with the thing, how to talk with it. Yeah, generic drivers. Yeah, okay. Am I available a little later after the stream? You're making me miss the checkpoint, Zyden. Every time Zyden chimes up on the chat, he makes me miss a checkpoint. I'll be available for a little bit. Just a little bit. Can I capture from Switch or PC? Yeah. Well, I mean, there's not really much of a point capturing your PC through a capture card. You can use some capture software on the PC itself. But it'll do Switch. It'll do modern consoles, no problem. It does 1080p 60, I believe. I haven't really done much with modern stuff. I think I did actually stream a Switch game on Twitch with it at one point. Oh. Yeah, my name can be confusing sometimes. I didn't see your comma there. Well, I guess I did see the comma, but that was just like a separator between Switch and PC. Yeah, I know, Zyden. I know. You're always trying to make me lose. Come in here just to sabotage my gameplay. I'm sure you did, Mevius. If I meant the other kind, I'd use capitals. Noted, Milk Toast. I'll keep that in mind. Are you winning despite the subterfuge? I don't even know what place I came in. I finished the race, though. That's my goal, really. 4th place. I was 13 seconds behind John. Alright, I guess we could try another custom track. Alright, let's see. What do we got? We'll go a few pages in here. Deep into the dark depths of the custom track search. I don't want to play anything that has the word hill in it or mountain. I know better than that. Mission Defender Extreme. Also don't want to play anything with extreme in the name. Daytona Speedway. Hey, you know what? Let's try that. Is it just going to be an oval track? Alright, we'll do that. Well, it downloaded pretty quick, so I'm guessing it's a fairly small track. Hey, Katsimins, welcome. Do Daytona, because why not? Yes, why not? There's no particular reason I'm playing Daytona. Not hinting at anything. Don't get any ideas. Rolling start! I'm pretty good at that. I can do the next Daytona game. Alright, how we doing here? Everyone's got it except for Totas.
Always whirling, 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 whirling.
Is that your new favorite, Zod? Or is Bobhead still your favorite? Or are they equally loved? Like your own children. It is becoming my favorite. It's not quite there yet. It's on its way. There we go. There we go. It's just too bad they didn't allow for custom sound effects for the custom tracks in this game. That would have been awesome. They can actually have the Daytona sound effects. I know it probably would have added a bit to the file size, but you could do it for small. Just limit the size of the audio files. Short clips. Alright, this doesn't look too much like Daytona. as much as it can look like Daytona with the assets of 4x4 Evo. I'm guessing the track layout is probably the same as one of the tracks in Daytona. So this is one of those tracks that doesn't actually show a map. So there's no telling how long this track is. This could go on forever. Speaking of which, I forgot to change the number of laps to 2. This can't be that long though. It can't be. It's a Daytona track. Why is there a random taxi on the track? Uh-oh, what happened to Totas? We lost Totas, man overboard. And Totas is back. Man temporarily overboard. I'm sure there's a shortcut somewhere. But, whatever. I'm gonna just follow the track. We're not playing in wait, where am I going? I don't know. I said I was gonna follow the track, but I lied. There's a barrier. Where is this checkpoint? Oh. Oh. Does it not actually show the checkpoint? This might be one of those tracks with the invisible checkpoints. Yep, that's what it is. I'm just gonna follow the track. At this point, I can't lose because Totas dropped out, which means I'm gonna be third place no matter what. I am guaranteed third place by default. I'm apparently second place. I don't know how long that's gonna last though. Nevius has finished first place. Surprise, surprise. Is that taxi moving? I think it's moving a little bit. Hey, John. John appears to be racing the wrong way. Have you played Vanishing Point? I tried to run it on my Dreamcast, but can't get past the loading screen, not sure why. Yeah, Vanishing Point is a lot of fun. That may be in my top 5 as well. There's so many good racing games on Dreamcast. It's hard to rank them. I'd say Vanishing Point is one of my favorites. It's another one of those games that gets quite tough later on as well. Not as tough as Four Wheel Thunder. It's hard to get more difficult than that. But it does get challenging. Back in the day, the Vanishing Point had a nice online challenge system where you can go into the online mode, download a challenge, and upload your ranking, which was cool. And it wasn't like the other games that had online leaderboards where it just used a web browser, and you go to the website and you can upload and download stuff. This actually had its own built from scratch online system, which is cool. Vanishing Point is interesting. It is another one of those games where you need to get used to the controls. The physics are a bit wonky. If you hit other cars or obstacles in the game, you're pretty much guaranteed to spin out. It's one of those games. But you can kind of get used to it after a while and maybe, regain control of your car easier with practice. But yeah. Alright, so that wasn't too bad, I guess. It wasn't that great of a track, honestly, but at least it was easy enough to figure out. I mean, as long as you follow the road. If you try and go off-road, then it's a little bit difficult, especially considering you can't see the checkpoints. Anyway, let's go to Arizona. Let's go back to midday. Anybody else online? Nope. Well, I mean, there's one person all by himself on Quake 3 Arena. Well, he might not be all by himself. Could be playing with someone on Broadband adapter or PC, perhaps. Or he's playing against bots. All are possibilities. I'd hop on, but I got my Broadband adapter hooked up right now. Why would you have that hooked up? That useless accessory. I was testing website stuff. See, my personal opinion is that everyone should have at least 2 Dreamcasts hooked up at the same time. So then you can have a Broadband adapter on one and a modem on the other. And of course, if one Dreamcast goes down, you got a backup. It's just a good idea all around. I do have a second Dreamcast, but I need to fix it. It doesn't output video for some reason. Oh, that's not good. That may not be an easy fix. I would start with the power supply though. If you have a working Dreamcast, just swap the power supply out. It's the first thing to try. There are other possibilities as well. If the fan isn't working in the Dreamcast and it's not spinning, it won't output video. That's another possibility. I think it also won't output video if the controller board isn't hooked up. All things you can check. Yeah, could be a broken trace. It's like worst case scenario. Oh, you were able to hear sound. Interesting. Haven't tried a VGA box on it, but I've tried numerous composite cables at the time and none would output video. Yeah, I mean, if it outputted in composite but not VGA, or outputted in composite, then, or I don't know what I'm trying to say. There's a possibility that it would output video in composite but not VGA, but I don't think the other way around is possible. Because it requires an extra power output for the VGA box or a VGA cable. So if that trace is broken, which has happened to me on one of my Dreamcasts, composite would work but not VGA. Usually pretty easy to tell as well, because if you plug in a VGA box that has an LED light on it, if that LED light doesn't go on, then that's your problem. I think it's like a 5 volt. I think it's 5 volt pin on the video output. Yeah, it's probably not the problem with yours, since you can, or you can't get video out of composite either. Well, back to the game here. It appears that I am not losing. I am third place. At least I'm pretty consistent. I think I've gotten third place in most races. There we go. It's a good thing John's in the game. He allows me to win a few races. Man, John is having some problems. On top of that, he's getting rammed by the other players. Poor John. Everyone's picking on him. Hey, Barricade. I'd play online if I had an adapter. Oh, by adapter you mean DreamPie. This doesn't work with the Broadband adapter. Most games do not. You can also play it with regular dial-up. Then you don't need any sort of adapter. plug it into your phone line, dial it up, and you're ready to go. Very few people have a live phone line in their house anymore, though. Of course, then you need dial-up internet service as well. I don't know if there are any free ones around anymore. I'm sure there are. Alright, let's see. Let's go to the truck stop. I have a phone line simulator, does that count? I have one too. I used that back when I used the Netopia method for getting Dreamcast online. It's a Viking DLE 200B. Thing's probably worth a lot of money now. Those things were getting really expensive, especially when I made a video on getting online with the Netopia, and I think people probably bought them all out. They're not really meant for consumer use. They're a very specialized product, usually used in some sort of industry, telecommunication. If you look on eBay for one of those right now, I'm sure they're going for a pretty penny. They were pretty expensive when I got mine, but I got a good deal on mine, so. But if I remember right, they were asking over $100 for some of them. But I got mine for under that. I think it was probably around 50. Oh, you got yours for around 50 too. Yeah. Yeah, that was quite a while back though, for mine anyway. I'm gonna just hold on to mine until it's worth $1,000. At some point, it'll be an antique. Be a very obscure antique. It'll be on whatever the future version of American Pickers is. It's a phone line simulator from. I don't even know when they made that thing, but from the early 2000s. It's ancient. Almost hit that truck. Almost. Hey, what's up, Retro? This is not a custom track. We did play a couple of them though. Might do one more before I end the stream. Mine had 1993 plaster all over it. I don't think mine's that old, but I didn't really look into how old it is. But you said you had a 200A. That's an old one. I have the newer Model B. The latest in phone simulator technology. Yeah, here's gets the job done. I liked the Viking too, because there were other ones as well that people were using with the Netopia method. I forget what the brand was for the other ones, but they were big and bulky. But the Viking is nice and small, which is what I like about it. Yes, you read my mind, Kogi. Not that it matters too much. The Notopia router itself is pretty, it's pretty bulky. But I had it all kind of nicely set up under my desk when I had that set up, so wasn't too bad. Ran a phone cable. I think I was running the phone cable across the room at the time, along the wall to my Dreamcast. I think some people set it up to where they plugged it into their actual phone line in their house, so that they could just plug their Dreamcast into any of the phone outlets. Of course, you would have to have a phone line that was not active and not actually plugged into the main network. Oh man. Oh, you have a web TV. I never really got the, I think, I mean, that's right too. I remember you mentioned that. We were, talking about that at one point. I always found it just kind of odd that there was a bit of a, I don't know, a revival of sorts of web TV. I mean, I guess if you're nostalgic for it, I don't know. It's not something I would look into personally, but there are no games on web TV. Yeah, nostalgia reasons. Nostalgia makes you do weird things. They're wrong, there is. Oh, I'm sorry. Can you play Minesweeper on it? It was a Microsoft product after all. So it must be Minesweeper and Solitaire on there. Oh, of course you can play Doom on it. You can play Doom on anything. What can't you play Doom on? I'd be more impressed if there was a device that you couldn't play Doom on. That would be impressive. I had an MP3 player. It was a Sansa, I think it was a Sansa C250 it's by SanDisk. It was this tiny, tiny little MP3 player with a tiny screen. And you could mod it to play Doom. It's the worst Doom experience ever, but you could do it. .512 meg Sansa was my first MP3 player. Yeah, that was my my first one as well. I don't remember how much internal memory it had. It's probably something like that. I had a Windows Mobile Pocket PC that I used for music before that. A Toshiba E800. That thing was cool. I need to buy another one of those. You know, for nostalgia reasons. I think it was a crazy powerful PDA for the time. Had an 800 megahertz CPU. I think it was 800. Something like that. Well, apparently I'm losing this race. But hey, I think I'm driving pretty well for someone who's only half paying attention to the game. It's gotta count for something. A for effort. I still have an iPack. I never liked HP. I don't know. I had a distaste for HP. I think it started when we had HP printers back in the day, and they always broke. So I always had a disdain for HP products. So I never considered getting an iPack. I had an Asus PDA for a short time, and then I had the Toshiba. Asus or Asus, depending on how you want to pronounce it. Going on to the bayou. Wait, it's got to be raining in the bayou. Let's change it to rain. Yes. It's always raining in the bayou. Yeah, the Sony Cliés I've always thought were so cool. They were the cool PDA. I mean, a lot of what Sony made back in the day was always considered cool, but you had your standard, very business-like Palm Pilot, and then you had the cool Sony Clié. I always wanted one of those back in the day. I never got one until, actually, fairly recently. I don't want to say that recently, but I think about 10 years ago I bought one. And then I sold it. Because I didn't really use it for anything. Such a cool looking PDA though. Well, not just one PDA, they had a whole line of them. I liked the one that was foldable. Those things look so cool. Like a mini laptop. I was the only kid at school with a mini disc Walkman in 2002, 2003 that took over by MP3 almost immediately. I looked into getting a mini disc player actually, not that long ago. Because I'm a sucker for that stuff. I like obscure technology. They're pretty expensive now. Just for the player itself. Then the actual mini discs, like the retail music discs, are pretty expensive as well. Probably because it didn't do very well and they didn't make many of them. Would explain it. I have the Clié UX50 that looks like a tiny laptop and has a camera. Yeah, that's that really awesome looking one. I had the, I guess they named it the same. I had that Sony UX, the actual PC thing, the handheld, that had Windows on it. It was much newer, but I think it was the UX 100? Yeah, the UMPC. I had that for a while. Such a cool form factor, but very impractical, and the thing got hot as anything. And the battery life sucked. It was still really cool, though. It was also used on Stargate Atlantis by Rodney McKay. I think it was used on Stargate SG-1 as well. It's a very futuristic-looking device. Hollywood loved it. Yeah, UMPCs in general, when those first came out, man, I wanted one. They were so expensive when they first came out, though. Which is why I got one years and years later when they were cheap. I didn't have any particular use for it. I just wanted one. I think that's why they failed in the first place. No one really had a use for them. They were just really cool. Hey, did I come in last? I probably did, since the game ended as soon as I crossed the finish line. 4th place. Oh well, I tried. Alright, we'll do one more race. I'm gonna set it to 1 lap as well, because we're gonna do a custom track. And I don't know how long it's gonna be, so I'm gonna take it safe. We'll do 1 lap. Hello, Henry Studio, welcome. This game is so insanely basic looking. I think it looks pretty good. It's got some decent detail to it. A lot of variety to the tracks. What is Citizen? It's a very basic name. Citizen. Chop Shop Trails. Let's go with Chop Shop. I'm intrigued by the name. Man, I hit the right letter. No, the music in this game is not licensed as far as I know. It was made specifically for this game. Which would explain why there aren't many tracks in it. Or musical tracks, not race tracks, obviously. I'd say the music in this game is not really its strong suit. Especially considering it gets a bit repetitive. I shouldn't say that it's specifically made for the game. I don't know that. They may have just licensed some generic, you know, royalty-free music sort of stuff. I don't know. I've never gotten a flag on YouTube for it though. A claim. So YouTube doesn't know what it is. If YouTube doesn't know what it is, then it's nothing significant, I'm sure. I mean, heck, I get claimed for the music in PBA Tour Bowling. Not 4x4 Evo, though. Oh, let me change. I didn't change the... I almost forgot. Change the laps to 1. Change the weather back to clear as well. I wish I had a collection of UMPCs. I don't really have any place to put them. That's the problem. Maybe one day. I actually more like to collect PDAs, I think. If I were to pick something new to collect, I would collect PDAs. Sony Cliés, Palm Pilots, all that sort of stuff. I got claimed for the generic rock music of some NASCAR game. I think the way YouTube works is it's like the Wild West of music. It's whoever the first person is to claim a track as theirs, they're officially the owner of that music. So all you gotta do is send YouTube an email saying, I own this track. And then you'll get all the money for that. What is going on with this? That is an interesting start to the track. Holy crap, this is a long track. Man, it's a good thing I changed this to 1 lap. gotta do that to my music. Hey, if no one's claimed it, it's all up to you. Plant your stake in it. I swear, I get so many weird claims. I'm sure these companies do not own this music. It's usually some random company that I've never heard of. This may be one of those tracks where I don't actually complete it. I think we may have actually played this one before. It seems familiar. Bow down to my OG Sony Milo. Was that like electronic social device thing that they released that lasted about a year? I think you could, I think it was like a messaging sort of thing. If I remember correctly. I have no idea where I'm going. Just following the arrow. Follow the arrow! Come on, you can make it. Come on. Come on. Like the little engine that could. Come on. Come on, somebody push me up. Totaz, help me. Give me a winch. Did Mevius just appear on the top of the mountain? Oh, there's a checkpoint there. He must have screwed up later in the track and came back. Excuse me, John. Excuse me. Yeah, we've played this track before. This track is ridiculous. It's doable, though. Luckily, I've actually played it before, so I kind of know what to do. You basically just have to stay along the top of the mountain. Well then, that was a long fall. Luckily, there's no fall damage in this game. I probably wasn't supposed to fall down here. Yeah, Wi-Fi only. No SIM card functionality. It was dead on arrival. Looks gorgeous, though. I mean, hey, that's all that counts, right? Just gonna make a gorgeous device. I think I'm gonna reset, because pretty sure I went the wrong way. Whoever was in front of me up here went to the right. I went straight off the end, so guessing that's what I did wrong. Wait, I almost did the same thing again. No, back up. Back up. There we go. Yeah. I'm just gonna turn right here. I don't know if I'm supposed to turn right here, but okay, I'm just gonna fall anyway. Maybe just falling straight off the end was the better option. Man, this track is huge. Hey, there's Totas. And Totas left the game. Well, I may end up leaving the game as well. See if I can figure out where to go here. Do 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 do. Okay, so I'm just ending up at this same wall that I ended up at before. Can I make it up the wall? Ooh, come on, come on, come on, you can do it. Hey, there we go. I made it. Alright, so I think I'm on track. Well, not technically on track, because there is no track. Hey, I went through a checkpoint. I'm doing something right. Hey, I found Mevius. Excuse me, sir. Coming through. He is making things much more difficult for me. Excuse me. Excuse me. Wow, that is deceptively hard to get up. Why is that so difficult? Get a running start here. Come on. Why is it so difficult? Why? It's not even that steep. Come on. Alright, get some speed. Get some speed. This is impossible. What the crap? Alright, what if I back up? Okay. We're gonna end that race. I'm making the executive decision. Yeah, we played that track before, and pretty sure we didn't finish it first time we played it. No. Oh, sorry, John. We'll just declare you the winner. Congratulations, John. I'm guessing you were in first place because Mevius was right in front of me. Anyway, guys, I gotta get going anyway, so I don't have time to finish that track. Anyway, guys, wow, I am way out of focus. Focus. What is wrong with my camera? There we go. Now I'm crystal clear. Anyway, guys, that is going to be it for today's live stream. A lot of fun on 4x4 Evo as usual. Thanks to everyone for joining. I will be back tomorrow for some Phantasy Star Online as usual. So look forward to that. But thanks for watching. Thanks for hanging out. Thanks for playing. And until next time, keep on dreaming.